Welcome to today's webinar, Custom Orders, Hotkeys, and Hot Buttons. My name is Rob Livson. I'm the VP of Business Development Sales here at Lightspeed. We're happy to present various topics and presentations here for different strategies or features of the platform and guidance on how to use the software as well as other topics. So, we try to provide a lot of resources and different ways to provide you with more information on how to use the software. One of the most popular aspects and features of the Lightspeed Trader platform would be the custom orders and hotkeys and hot button features. So we always get a lot of questions on how to set these up and specifically how to assign them and how to best use them. So we want to dedicate a full presentation here to show you some of the tips and ways to set these up, create them, and assign them, and really give you some information how to do so. Before we get started, we just quickly do our brief disclosure here. Lime Brokerage LLC. So Lightspeed is now a division of Lime Brokerage. So Lime Brokerage LLC is not affiliated with the service providers. Data, information, material is provided for informational and educational purposes only. This content neither is nor should be construed as an offer, a solicitation, or recommendation to buy or sell any securities. Any investment decisions made by the user through the use of such content is solely based on the user's independent analysis, taking into consideration your financial circumstances, investment objectives, and risk tolerance. Lime Brokerage does not endorse, offer, recommend any of the services provided or any of the services used to execute any trading strategies are solely based on the independent analysis of the user. Okay, now that we get that out of the way, what we do want to talk about here, just to give you the brief overview, we're looking to learn how to set up custom orders, how to link the custom orders to hotkeys and hot buttons, set up stops with your hotkey, manage positions with your partial or full closeout orders, show you other aspects of these orders are also the order entry pop-up, and also how to create ways to do different routing as well. We'll try to get to as much as we can here. I'll certainly try to take some questions as we go. If they relate to the topic, I'll answer right away. Otherwise, we'll try to hold it back for the end. Excuse me there for a moment. Okay, so I now have my screen attached. Can everyone see the Lightspeed Trader platform? This is one of the standard layouts. I kind of adjusted the size just a little bit, but hopefully everyone can see that okay. Please type yes. Great. Okay, so I may move quickly here. If you miss something, if you need me to repeat it, please just type in the question box in the chat box if you need me to repeat something. But certainly, this is going to be recorded. If you have some questions afterwards, you can always email us. So, I'm going to try to get to as much as possible here. So here we go. So the configuration settings can be accessed through the utility menu or through the gear on any particular window. If you go into your configuration settings, you can see we have tabs for the custom orders. You also have your tabs for your keyboard. This is where you would assign any of the orders, predefined or custom, through to your keyboard action, or you can also go to your Windows tab and assign any of these orders as hot buttons as well. You can see we do have a series of our own predefined orders that you can assign as a hotkey or a custom order. So if you look on the right side, there's different categories that are available. Tier size orders, bid tier, offer tier, buy tier, sell tier, for all different routes. Now, the differences between these are actionable and non-actionable events. A bid tier will queue up your order to buy at the bid. A buy tier is an actionable order, which is actually buying the ask or the offer. So one is an order queue and one is an executable order. I'll quickly show you the difference. If I add any of the orders, I could select the order, click add, bid tier, and then we can have buy tier. Now we can see this created two orders here, hot buttons on my hot button window. So if I click on my bid tier, you can see that actually populates my order entry. So even if I change this around, change the shares, change the price. If I click my bid tier, that defaults back to 100 shares buying at the bid. So that is a way to queue up an order. You can do this through a hot button or a hotkey. Now the difference between the actionable order, the buy tier, is this is actually sending the order direct. You can see as soon as I click that order, that sent an order to buy at 291.66, which is the offer. So that queued up the order to immediately buy at the ask. Now if I put on my trade confirmations, which I'd like to do so you can see when a new order is getting generated here. Once again, if I hit my buy tier, it's immediately going to bring up an order, an actionable order, buy 100 at the offer, 66 cents. So we can see that immediately sends the order versus the buy tier, the bid tier, which is queuing up an order on your order entry or a pop-up order. Well, I'll show you more about pop-ups as well. So that's just to go with the difference of buy tier versus bid tier. Now you can see we also have closeout orders available, closeout full at the market, sell, closeout, and other categories as well. We'll try to go through those as we go along, but you can see the same can be done on the keyboard. Any of the predefined orders that we have can be added to the keyboard. Now, just as an example, closeout, sell, market, closeout, full. I clicked Shift 2 with my order highlighted, sell, market. I click map so we can see, even though I have 100 shares as a limit order and my order entry, if I hit my Shift 2, that's sending the order defined by my hotkey, selling my full position at the market. So any hotkey or hot button is going to override the order entry form and send a direct order based on those parameters. So there's a whole list of orders that we've created that you can create as hot buttons or hotkeys, whether they're changing orders, increasing or decreasing share size, order size, closing out orders, close out long, so close out shorts, all, half, along with changing your tier size, changing your order entry window, your price, your order entry size. There is a lot of different ways you can set up hotkeys and hot buttons for all of the different categories. Now, someone asked, do hot buttons get filled quicker? The reason for the hot button is so you can enter that order quicker. It's so much faster to be able to know I now have 200 shares. I don't have to adjust my order entry form. I don't have to change my price to market. I don't have to change it to 200 shares. My hotkeys are already defaulted. So the order going in, if you put an order in at the same time, they're going to be treated the same. It's just your hotkey or hot button allows you to place that order in a faster manner. When I refer to a tier size, that is your default order size. You can see in our settings window, we have a tier size tab, and you can see the tiers are based on the different number share size. So tier 1 is 100, tier 2 is 200, tier 3 is 300. Now I could change these tiers on my level 2. If I change that to tier number 3, we can see now my ARCA buy tier is actually going in for 300 shares, not 100 shares. So you can change your tier sizes through hotkeys and hot buttons as well, or manually, and then your orders will go in based on your tier size. So it's a way to set your default share size in different manners as well. So instead of creating 10 different buttons for order size, you can create them based off of tiers. So let's go into a custom order tab here. You go into your custom orders window and you would select to view a create new command as a custom type. This allows you to bring up your order form to set in your own predefined parameters. You choose buy or sell on the left side. You're going to choose your market destination, whether it's the Lightspeed Smart Route or ARCA or any other order route that we have available. Now you're going to be able to choose different instructions here, limit order, stop order, or you can also have this based on the bid or the ask or the market, And we even added some additional fields here as well. I'll cover that in a second. So let's just say as a market order here, and then I'm going to do my order size. You can set these as based on different closeout orders or different quantity orders. So we're going to do 500 shares as my quantity. So essentially I'm labeling this order by 500 MKT. I could immediately map this key to my keyboard. So if I want shift 5 for buy 500, I know that order will instantly go in. So I hit, even though this says 200 shares, and I could change that to a limit order, I hit my shift 5, I'm buying 500 shares at the market. And once again, rather than adjusting my shares, if I do my shift 2, which we previously said was a closeout, I'm immediately selling that at the market as well. So there's a lot of combinations you can do with your custom orders. Now, if you wanted to do a aggressive order or a passive order, you can do so as well. I can buy at the bid, I could buy above the bid, I could buy below the bid. So if I wanted to buy 5 cents above, I would say 0.05 above the ask. And I could set a quantity. Here we'll just say 200 shares. So now this is going to be buy 200 above. Buy 200 bid 05. I can map this again here. Control 2, map. There we go. And I can also hot button create this as well, buy 200 05. If I click on my order, we can see the offer is 95 cents, but my order is going 5 cents above it to give myself a little cushion. So it's going to go in at 292. If you see here, that's the limit price. The offer is 291.95. I'm buying 5 cents above that offer price. Some people are asking, what is the LSVT order route? That is the Lightspeed Smart route that does rotate and send the order to the best possible place for execution. It's a very fast order route that will rotate and uses different calculations to try to get you the best price and the most shares available, rather than you sending it to your preferenced route. So there's, depending on your orders, what's trading, and where the stock is trading the most to determine what the best route is to use here. Additionally, we can set closeout orders for custom orders as well. Same thing, choose buy or sell, my market. Now if I want to be aggressive, I could sell below the bid or ask, and I could do a closeout. So this will be half the position, full position, or all the position. Now, a lot of people are also asking what's the difference between with position to close and without position to close. When you're doing a closeout order, this would be a sell to close. So this is going to be with position to close. I have a position, I want to close it. Now, if I did not have a position, this is basically saying this would be a sell to open, a sell short order. So that would be the without position to close. Now, since I only want this to be a closeout order, I'm setting my bottom quantity to 0. If I wanted it to also allow me to sell short, I can also indicate this to be a share size here to allow me to sell short with the same type of order. But in this sense, I'm going to say sell half bid 0.05. So I'm selling half my position below the bid 5 cents. Map it again, control 1. Here we go. I have 200 shares. We can see the bid is 30 cents. Control 1. I'm selling 100 shares at 291.25, 5 cents below the bid. Once again, it went below the bid here. Now these can't do, the closeout orders wouldn't do odd lots, so you just have to be aware that up to a certain point you would have to do a full closeout. It will sell half of the current position. So if I do have 400 shares and I do my shift 1, where did I'm sorry, was that control 1? Control 1, you can see that's going to sell 200 shares. Now that I have 200 shares, I do control 1 again. Now it's going to sell the 100 shares. So it will constantly reduce based on your current position. Now you do have to be aware the differences between your offset amount selling above or below. An aggressive order just has to be a positive number. So if I do sell 0.05, that's going to sell 5 cents below. Now if I wanted to put a target, I would actually in this case do a negative 5 cents. This is actually going to sell above the bidder offer. So if I do it again here, close out full position, I want to set a target. Sell full, ask above. I can map this one here as well. Or I could also just set it as a hot button. Anything I do as a custom order, I can do as a hot button or a hotkey. So I have my 100 shares. If I want to set a target, selling 100 at 292. So you can see now that's a live order out there. So you can either be aggressive with your custom orders or you can be more passive and set your targets. It's up to you. You can set up a lot of different scenarios here. Now, just keep in mind, I am enabling these additional confirmations. If I remove the confirmation, every order I place would not ask me to confirm this. I would go in direct. So if I did cancel this order, if I take away my confirmations under my trading, any order I place will go in right away. So sell full, that goes in. I did not need a confirmation. If I do my control 1, sell half, that went in, sold 50 shares without a confirmation. Sell full above here. Of course, you can always do orders to modify, or I can just right click to cancel or modify, but you can also do everything through a hotkey or hot button. Now you can also color code your hot buttons. If I click on my settings menu, if I want to click on the button tab here, I can color code all my different orders. I can have one set for orange. I can have one set for yellow, whatever works for you. You can even rename them after you created them. So if I wanted to change this to sell now, whatever works for you, however you want to label it and customize it, it's available here for you. So another important aspect is the ability to be able to set stops. We've included a lot of new features here. So you can create your stops with predefined amounts. Now I can do a standard stop here. If I just click stop on the box, I do stop in my market. Now I can do the stop based on the bid. I can do the stop based on the ask. I can also now do stop based on the position price. So a lot of people have been asking us to do an average price field or break even. This is now available on our newest release. It's not yet available on the website, but if you are interested, you can email sales@lightspeed.com to get a beta version of this. But we'll show you exactly how it's done based on the position price, let's say 15 cents. So my stop is going in 15 cents below for a full closeout. So we're calling this sell, stop, closeout. Once again, I can map this, shift 3, okay. Now My position price, you can see 291.95. I do my, oops, I did the wrong one here. Try it again. Position price, 291.90. Now let's just do my stop here. We can see this is going in sell stop 300 shares. My price is 90 cents. My stop is going in at 291.75. So that immediately puts that out there. Now I can also throw an order to sell above it. So if I can set this as a hotkey as a target, but also just manually, I can place my 300 shares as well. So I have both now my stop and my limit order open at the same time. Whichever one fills, the other one is going to cancel. So I could immediately, while we don't have bracket orders, you can set these orders very quickly in succession and be able to really bracket your position with a profit order and a limit order here. So you can do it. It takes separate steps, but if you see how quick it can be done, there's really it's just as fast, and hopefully you're not getting into positions that are dropping 20 cents before you can click the button. If you do that every time, you, it doesn't matter if you're having bracket orders. If not, you're not going to be that successful, unfortunately. So just one more time, we'll just do sell full position, doing my ask. I'm going to do negative 20 cents, LSPT, close out full, sell above full. And you can always have new windows here. So if I want series of hot buttons windows with different categories, I don't have to jam them all in. I can just quickly, so I have my, let's see, I can have my buy 500, I could have my sell above, and I can have my sell stop all out here. So let's go to a different position. SPY, immediately buy 500 shares, and then I can immediately put my stop and immediately put in my limit. So within 2 clicks, I purchase my position and I place not only my stop order, but my target order, all based off of the average price. So David, as I mentioned, this version that I am on is the newest version of Lightspeed. Some of the features are not yet available, but you can have this version if you want it. You just have to email sales@lightspeed.com. You can see we've added the stop and trailing stop instructions, and we've also included the position price and your cost basis. Position price is going to be your average price. Position cost basis is your historical cost. If you wanted to put in a stop based on your historical price, not your mark-to-market price. So one's for your daily average price and one is for your overnight position price. Unfortunately, the trailing stop portion is not available on the demos at this point. This is only available on a live account, so I can't really demonstrate it, but essentially I would just do sell. I would have to do T-stop here, and I'd put in my trail amount. This is essentially going to be 15 cents from the last position, and will trail up. So I can't demonstrate it at this time, but this is how the setup would look. Sell, T-stop, 15 cents. It's going to go in as a stop order, 15 cents from the last price. If the stock keeps moving up, my trailing stop will adjust. If the stock comes out down to my trailing stop price, it's going to execute. Good question. You can copy your layout from the demo to your live account. So if you go into your layout menu, you want to do a save layout as and save your settings. Once you have your settings saved, once you log into your live account, you simply have to load your saved layout, and then you can load your new layout. All right, I have a bunch of questions here. I'm going to stop for a moment, see if I could answer some of these here. The hot buttons or hotkeys will link to your active level 2 window. It's a very good question. Thank you, Brian, for that. So if I have more than one level 2, you can see one of them is going to be highlighted with the yellow border. Whichever one is highlighted will be the active window, which my hotkeys or hot buttons will be based off of. You can see right now Apple is my highlighted window. I click buy now. That's the order that went in. You can see my orders window, buy 100 of Apple. If I click on SPY and I hit market sell, that's the order that went in for SPY. And even if you noticed here, I reduced my position by 100 shares. Both my stop and my limit order adjusted as well from 500 shares to 400 shares. Once again, you can see I'm going to sell 100 shares, and then that reduced my position, and my closeout order reduced as well. So the system does know to do that, to reduce your open orders based on your new position size to avoid you from going short on an order that's not marked as short. So Barry asked, what price can you take for your stop orders? So you can really do a lot of different scenarios now. As I showed, you can set your stop based off the bid, the ask, the last traded price, the market, the previous close, or your position price. So you can set your stop order based off of any of these categories. Everything is based on dollar amount and tick amount, not percentages. So you would have to know you can only set based off of your position price based on an actual dollar amount. As I showed you, if you have your sell orders, those will reduce. However, the buy orders, if you have a short position, that will not reduce. This is due to the software trying to eliminate you getting a short position that's marked incorrectly. Otherwise, if you do have open buy orders to cover a short, you have to adjust those manually. So you do have to be aware that is a system setting. So Jay, like I said, if one of these two orders would fill, the other one will cancel, so it acts as an OCO. So essentially, if I took my limit order and I just modified that and execute it, you can see that did cancel my other order. You can do a trailing stop for shorts as well, so you can do a buy trail stop as well. That is available. Okay, so let's just show some other variations here. Now, closeout orders. A lot of people asking out how to do different types of closeouts. So we do have a lot of predefined closeout orders, close out entire position orders. I could close out my full position, one single position with an ARCA sell closeout full. I can also close out all positions with our predefined miscellaneous orders, close out all, close out half, close out only longs, close out only shorts. So I have different combinations for closeouts. So let's just do a closeout all, closeout half, and we can also do closeout short half, just to show some different examples. Let's make my window bigger here. Now let's just quickly grab a couple positions. I buy 100 of Apple, SPY, I sell it. Now Facebook, I buy it. Now we have a couple different options here. Closeout market full is going to close out my one single position. I'm on Facebook, that closes out Facebook. Go back in there. Now I have closeout all. That's going to close out not only my longs, but my shorts as well. You can see all three positions were closed at the same time. It It sold 2 positions and it bought back the 1 position all at the same time. That's really like a bailout order. You don't know what's going on, you're losing money, or you just want to get out. That's the order to do it. Now we have closeout half. This would not work for odd lots, so you just have to be aware. Oops. Oops. So sell 200 here, Facebook, buy. So now I have 200 shares of each. Close out half. You can see it reduced all my positions in half. Once again, now I have close out short half. So if I have one position that's 200 shares short and one that's 200 long, I hit my closeout short half, it only reduced my short position. So I can set up a lot of different scenarios to do my closeouts, all based on my predefined orders. Or I can create all my own custom orders for closeouts. As I showed you before, we have a closeout available for full position, half position, quarter position. So you can do that. And of course, I can always right click on a position and close out here as well. So you can really do a lot of variations on how to close out your order. Close out all, close out selected, or just close out your single position. Yes, close out all is going to close out long and short. So you can see short 100, long 200, close out all, boom, close out both positions. Hot buttons do work after hours. You have to be aware. Market orders do not. Certain routes do not. So you do have to make sure your route and your order type are valid for after hours as well. Your custom closeouts will do odd lots. The predefined orders will not. So you have to be aware. This will not sell from 100 shares to 50 shares, sell 50 and 25, but my custom order will do that. So there's a difference between the two. And of course, for opening orders, you can do different variations. Your offsets, buying on the ask, buying above the ask for faster fills as well. It's all about doing different variations of your orders. So I can just buy at the ask. I could buy above the ask. One is going to give myself a better chance for larger share size. If I go higher, give myself a little bit of a spread. So that is available. Now, another item I want to show you would be the order pop-ups. If you see in the bottom right-hand corner, you can create these orders as a pop-up order. So if I click my buy tier order, I click OK, and then we can see what a pop-up order is going to do. Actually, that's the actionable order. So I'd have to do a bid order. If you see my bid order, you can see this box here. This is my pop-up order. So it doesn't actually send the order, but it queues it up. You can see it's buying 100 at 123. Now I can easily adjust this with my keyboard arrows. If I want to change my price, I could also increase my share size. Or if I wanted to change my market destination, I can do that as well. So it's essentially a way to queue up an order and be able to adjust it very quickly with your keyboard before you actually place the order. And that's known as the pop-up. Enter will enter the order. Escape is going to cancel it. So once again, ARCA bid tier pops up my order. Let's say I want to change that to 123.15. Then I could place that order to go in. So it's just another way to queue up orders, have it sit there if you're ready to go, rather than so you can view it visually rather than just having it set up in your keys. If you do want to request a demo, you can go into the Lightspeed website to request a demo. You can't convert your live account to demo mode, so you do have to request a demo from the website. For after hours, what route is best? It really depends. So you can see in GLD, ARCA is the best bid, the best offer. So you probably want to use ARCA in that sense. If I go to QQQ, ARCA or NASDAQ's available. There's size on both, so you'd want to go with whatever's displaying there. You'd have to use one of the routes that are available: ARCA, Edge, BATS, or NASDAQ. And really, sometimes whatever's the best bid or offer will help you determine what the best route to use would be. Some other nice predefined orders that we have: you can change your tier size. Here's some changing of your order entry form. If you did want to increase your price or change your size, you can do that. So if you look on your order entry, I do my shift. I can't decrease it any further, but let's see, I have 600 shares. I could decrease it 100 shares at a time by hitting that button before I place the order. If I want to increase my price, you can see that's going up by a penny at a time. So you can do that as hotkeys or hot buttons, just like you can other ways. So there's no right or wrong way to place orders or set up custom orders. It's really going to be what works best for you. How fast are you going to be able to place your orders, manage your orders, and what's going to work best for you. Some people only use hot buttons. Some people only use hotkeys. No right or wrong way. They're both going to be very fast. It's whatever is going to help you place the order the fastest and correct. We also have some additional ones, non-trading function keys. So just for example, we have a show news feature. You can configure different news windows to here. You can change pages. You can even change your new account. If you have two accounts linked, you can have a hotkey to shift your accounts. So we have my show news. As soon as I hit that, we can see QQQ pops up for Yahoo Finance. Now if I do show news 2, I have Google. So if I want to view news on these, I can have these linked and available. Very easy. Good way to be able to look up news and information on certain stocks right away. Now these all can be hotkeys as well, or hot buttons. That's up to you. So once again, we'll just go over it again here. So we're going to do Custom Orders tab, Create New Command. I can choose my buy or sell. I'm going to select my market destination. I'm going to choose whether I want this to be based on the bid, the ask, a market order, or my position price. And then I could choose it to be a closeout order, or I could choose it to be a quantity order. So if I want to buy 1,000 shares, I can easily do so. If I want to buy it at the bid, sell at the offer, whatever works best for you. Buy 1,000 ask. Just have to label it and map it. So we'll say shift 1, buy 1,000 at the ask. So here we go, shift 1, buying 1,000 right away. Now you can also have hotkeys to modify open orders. So if I go to my keyboard and select my decrease orders here, so I could change the price if I want to change it or increase it by 1 dime, or increase it by a quarter. Control 3, Control 4. So we can see here, 15 cents, Control 3, confirm replace, now replacing at 25 cents. Control 4, replacing it now to 50 cents. So instead of wasting time, and you can see now that made it marketable and that executed the order. And there's also cancels as well. Thank you, Robbie. I forgot about that. You can have a lot of different cancel hotkeys and hot buttons. So there's a whole menu for cancels. Cancel order keys, cancel selected order, cancel highest or lowest bidder offer, cancel your all orders for one stock, your first order, your last order, all non-GTCs, all day orders, all for one stock, all for the underlier as well. So all these different cancel scenarios are available. We do have a default. So if you see here, if I hit escape, that's the default for cancel all orders. But let's say I select my cancel all for one stock. So I can have this order here. If I put an order also for QQQ, so I have one for GLD and one for QQQ. If I hit my cancel all for stock, that's only going to cancel the orders for QQQ and leave the GLD open. So let's just say you want to just stop. You don't want to purchase anything more. You want to clear out your orders. You can do it for single orders, multiple orders, or any of the combinations that we have available. So that is a lot of different cancel scenarios you can do here. You can view orders on a chart. So you can see my QQQ chart here. If I right click, I go into trading, show active orders. I would select here. Now, if I do place a new order, you can see the green order is my buy order. I can click and drag it on the chart to adjust it. Or if I do my control 3, I did cancel replace that order as well, and it is adjusting up. It's a little tougher to see on the chart because so you can see it better here. So right now it's at 88 cents. If I do it again, control 3, that order just moved up as well. So your hotkey can do it, and I could get rid of those confirmed as well to automatically change my order as well. Now you can do some hotkeys as well for options. I can quickly show you that as well. So if we go into my option, there's no data here at the moment, but unfortunately I can show you how to do it. If you go into your option level 2 window, I can go into my commands and create my own custom commands by, we'll say market order, and we can do 10 contracts. Let's say we want that. I can send this to the order ticker or send to market. So we can say buy 10. I can add that as my new order. Now I can either do it as a hot button. So I have my new buy 10. You see there's no option data, unfortunately, but you can see this would work. Now, instead of doing the 1 as a limit, I'm going to buy 10 contracts. Now I can also set that same order as a keyboard command as well. Custom commands, my buy 10. So even though, once again, this has 1 as a limit, I do my shift 1, that's now going to be my buy 10 contracts. So you would first create your option command through your command window in the option level 2, and then I can assign it as a hot button on my level 2, or I can assign it as a keyboard order in my standard keyboard selection. The order did register, Rick, in my when I did modify orders. You can see all these orders did modify and show up, display in my orders window. So additionally, your hot buttons for your, you can have different hot buttons for your windows, cancel different orders, cancel for your underlier, cancel or have your new commands for closeouts, buy at the bid, buy at the ask, buy at the mid, limit, market, stop. All these can be your custom commands and then set up as hotkeys or hot buttons. Yes, you can do stops on options. You have that ability. You can use your stop order, or you can create your own commands as well. Stop is available as your own command. So I could set a stop for a closeout. So essentially this would be sell, stop, closeout. And I could have my target from the bid or offer. So I'm going to sell 10 cents below the bid with my stop. So I can immediately buy 10 and then put my stop out right away. So I could buy it and put my stop out immediately. Sorry guys, I know I'm going fast and I kind of was a little scattered here, but I'm just trying to show you the different scenarios that really the main features are the customization ability of the software. You can create your own custom orders, create your own commands, or you can use any of the predefined orders that we have and any combination of that. So even though we may not have an OCO or a bracket order, you can set up your custom commands to be just as fast and operate in the same manner and really increase your speed and efficiency for your order placement and your position management. That's really the key of the software. This recording will be available. We do try to have this topic every once in a while. If anyone does need a quick walkthrough or have specific questions or have orders they want to create or they have questions on, you certainly can email Barry if you have questions, or if you need a quick walkthrough, want to go over anything, something you're looking for, certainly call me, set up a time, and we can go over it. It's not a problem to do an individual training for anyone as well. If anyone's looking to get the new version of the software right away, just email either me, R. Livson at Lightspeed, or sales at Lightspeed, and we'll get that over for you. The full release is coming very soon, but it just looks like we're rolling it out to some users at a time, so you guys are the first to see it. So certainly if you want to test it, it's good to go. It's ready for live trading. And don't even forget about here, access keys if you want to set up for hotkeys or hot buttons to go right to your certain windows here, even alerts. I can do that. So I have an alert button that'll bring you right to my alert box rather than having to go to the orders tab and find it. And you can do that for your hotkeys and other access keys as well. If I want to go right to my custom orders tab instead, I can add that. If I want to generate something here, all these windows I can set up as hot buttons. So if risers and fallers goes right to my settings menu. If I want to go to my trading menu for quick settings changes, I can do that. So you can set up a lot of different hot buttons or hotkeys to access the settings, to access your orders, to access your layouts, your pages. There's really a lot to be able to do. These would all be available on the demo. Everything except for the trailing stop would be available. But certainly, guys, anyone who has a new account, just request a demo to test out your system, your settings. You can always copy it over. And anyone who's looking to open a new account, certainly contact me. I can do a walkthrough and set you up with various ways to set up these hotkeys. And that's essentially what we're looking at here. So you're creating your own commands, you're buying or selling, choosing your basis of where you're setting your order from, bid, ask, market, position, price, choosing your market destination, and then choosing your quantity or your closeout designation. You can set up just a variety of orders to go off of position size or closeouts and different routes, different order types, different scenarios, or you can just have our own predefined orders in a lot of different ways for your closeouts and cancels. If you do have some orders you want to test on your live account, you can do it with the test stock. ZVZZT is the NASDAQ test stock. You are able to enter in orders on a simulation mode in your live account. That is a test symbol. That will not count as a real trade or a real cost. You just have to make sure that is the stock you're placing the order for. So if you just have one or two symbols or orders, one or two orders you want to test, you can use the test symbol. If you're looking to create a whole new series of windows and layouts, then a demo trial would be the best thing to use. So there's also a way where you can do pegged orders. Pegged orders can have a dynamic update here as well. So just for example here, we can have an NSDQ midpoint peg. So this order here, you can see it's pegged in the middle here. If the stock does go up, well, it doesn't really work as much here. But there are ways to do so. So it's not going to show, but it would be in between the bid and the offer here. And if the bid changes, this would change as well. So it would dynamically update here. There are no fees associated with the test stock. It's simply simulation. But so there's even advanced order routes and order routing hotkeys and hot buttons you can do. I didn't get into that. It's a little more advanced, but just know that it's available. The different route. You can do midpoint discretionary pegs as well on different order routing. So that's a whole nother series of orders that you can set for your custom. So guys, I hope I didn't go too quick or skip around too much for you, that you're able to learn the basics of how to set up the hotkeys and the custom orders, at least the basics of it, and have you go and able to really just see some of the features available here. There's a lot to cover. There's a lot of scenarios, a lot of order types available. We just want to show you some of the examples, but if you do have specifics, let us know. We'd be happy to try to set that up for you. This webinar will be available on our website within the next couple of days, and we will send an email as well out when it is available, so you certainly can do that as well. But I want to thank you guys for joining. That's what we really wanted to show you. I hope if anyone does have questions, feel free to email me. It's rlivson@lightspeed.com or sales@lightspeed.com. We'd be happy to help you here as well. So thank you very much. Have a great night.